The arrival of the anointed ones is met with surprise. Contrary to expectations, these individuals possess a profound capacity for love and compassion, despite the common perception that they are characterized by a heart that is fiercely devoted to justice and a profound sense of empathy. The prevailing notion is that earth angels embody a gentle disposition, marked by unending tolerance and a reluctance to raise their voice. However, a surprising revelation emerges when confronted with the unexpected. The arrival of the anointed ones is met with surprise. It is anticipated that they are angels, yet the reality is that they are earth angels. These individuals possess a heart that loves fiercely and sees all. The prevailing perception of an earth angel is that they are gentle and tolerant, not prone to raising their voice. However, when an earth angel chooses to demonstrate the full strength of their spirit, they can evoke a greater sense of fear than any devil. This notion is noteworthy. There is a particular unsettling quality in someone who is gentle by choice, not because they are weak, but because they possess the strength to show mercy. Furthermore, studies have indicated that individuals who embody empathy and intuition can also evoke a sense of unsettling. An earth angel's decision to demonstrate the full extent of their strength can be more alarming than that of a devil. It is important to consider that there is a certain level of discomfort that can be elicited by a person who chooses to be gentle, not because they are weak, but because they possess the strength to show mercy. Studies have even suggested that individuals who embody empathy and intuition can be unsettling to those who live by manipulation and control. Therefore, when an earth angel finally allows their light to reveal what is hidden in the shadows, it possesses the ability to shake even the most skeptical individuals to their core. The most certain truth is that one should not underestimate someone who can smile through chaos and still walk away without a single tear. Furthermore, to those who may attempt to test the limits of an earth angel, it should be noted that such actions may lead to unintended consequences. It is often assumed that kindness is synonymous with weakness, and that individuals with a predisposition for benevolence will not set firm boundaries. However, this is a fallacious assumption. When an earth angel is present, the concept of kindness becomes independent from. To those who may attempt to test the boundaries of an earth angel, it must be noted that such actions can lead to severe consequences. It is a common misconception that kindness is synonymous with naivete, leading to the belief that an individual with a large heart will not set firm limits. However, this is a fallacy. The kindness exhibited by an earth angel is not indicative of naivete or a willingness to be exploited. Instead, it is rooted in the establishment of unwavering boundaries that are not to be transgressed. Many individuals are unaware of this strength, perceiving only the openness of an earth angel's heart, while overlooking the fortitude that safeguards it. When confronted with attempts to exploit this kindness, they may be taken aback by the realization that their actions are not welcome. It is often assumed that those who embody kindness will permit certain transgressions and allow others to take advantage of their benevolence. However, these individuals often find themselves unable to do so, as the kindness they exhibit is not an invitation for disrespect. They presume that the recipient of their benevolence will not take it a step further, but when confronted with the opportunity, the recipient realizes that the boundaries are unbreakable. This can lead to confusion and even trepidation, as in a world where kindness is often seen as a sign of weakness, individuals are unprepared to encounter someone who embodies both profound compassion and unwavering resolve. Perhaps most surprising to them is the absence of emotional outbursts or displays of anger. The boundaries are established in a composed and resolute manner, devoid of any indication of hostility or resentment. This quiet fortitude leaves them unresponsive. Their initial expectation was access to the warmth and compassion of one's spirit. However, they now encounter the unyielding resolve of one's principles. This kind of power is something that eludes their comprehension, leaving them unable to effectively manage it. Their initial expectations of a more amiable version of you, devoid of the realization that authentic kindness entails the ability to firmly decline without hesitation, have been confounded. They may have presumed they could transgress boundaries and evade consequences, yet now they find themselves confronted with an unexpected impediment. This obstacle, constructed from a blend of affection and an unshakable sense of self. The second facet pertains to the capacity to discern genuine benevolence, which entails the discernment to decline solicitations without demur. Individuals may presume the ability to transgress boundaries without consequence, yet ultimately, they find themselves confronted with an intractable barrier. This realization is more perturbing than any conceivable scenario. The third facet is the possession of a discernment that perceives the facades that people employ. An earth angel is endowed with a faculty that often eludes recognition. This faculty enables the capacity to discern illusionary phenomena with the precision of a razor. It is a perception that is meticulously attuned to the discernment of dissimulation, concealed intentions, and the second facet of the aforementioned qualities is the capacity to discern truth from falsehoods. An earth angel possesses a faculty that often eludes those around them. This faculty enables an acute perception, capable of penetrating the veil of illusion, discerning hidden agendas and motives, and deciphering the subtle machinations of manipulation. Individuals may approach with a facade of charm and persuasive discourse, under the illusion that they can deceive. However, they remain unaware that their true nature is exposed by the discernment of their intuition. Individuals are perceived for their genuine essence, not for the facade they present. This can be a source of profound disquiet for those who seek to conceal their true self. Individuals who attempt to deceive often find themselves accustomed to the efficacy of such tactics, having become adept at evading detection and blending into their carefully curated personas. However, when confronted with an individual who possesses a profound sense of authenticity, they find themselves unmasked, as if under the relentless gaze of a spotlight from which they cannot escape. This heightened awareness, coupled with the capacity to discern the truth, can be overwhelming for those who have long operated beneath the radar. This heightened awareness enables the observer to discern the true nature of another before they even utter a word, thereby evoking a sense of vulnerability, unease, and instability. Notably, the confrontation is not necessary. The mere presence of an individual who can see them so clearly is sufficient to unsettle them. They may exhibit defensive or uneasy behaviors, or even resort to. The ability to perceive an individual's innermost sentiments through mere observation can be unnerving, evoking a sense of vulnerability, unease, and instability. Notably, the act of confronting the individual is not necessary for this effect to occur. The mere presence of an observer who can discern their true self can be sufficient to disconcert them, prompting defensive reactions, discomfort, or even hostility. This phenomenon can be likened to the uncovering of hidden truths that the individual had sought to conceal. The paradoxical outcome is that the individual, who may have presumed to be in a position of authority or control, finds themselves outmaneuvered, without having to resort to direct action. The individual may not fully comprehend that their ability to discern these truths is not a form of manipulation or an exercise of power, but rather an innate capacity. The third individual is characterized by a profound sense of self-possession that engenders a natural sense of deference in others. This demeanor is not rooted in the need for external validation or the use of forceful tactics to achieve one's goals. Rather, it is a manifestation of a discerning perspective that perceives reality as it truly is. This authenticity, which penetrates the veil of deceit meticulously constructed by others, exposes the hidden truths they have sought to conceal. For those who are habituated to the artifice of illusion, this revelation can be particularly disconcerting, as it defies their expectations and predilections. The third quality is that of an angel, which commands respect without ever needing to demand it. There is something in their presence that simply does not allow people to ignore them. It is not because they are loud or attention-seeking. In fact, it is the opposite. Their energy speaks for them, and that silent confidence unnerves people who are used to being chased. Angelic beings exude an aura of self-assurance that instills a sense of respect in others, even when they do not actively seek it. Their presence is marked by a confidence that is not ostentatious or demanding, but rather, it is a quietude that resonates with those who have become accustomed to a more assertive or pleading demeanor. When an individual enters a space with such an unmistakable poise, it becomes evident to all present, even if the reasons behind this observation remain opaque. Those who encounter this energy may attempt to dismiss it or feign indifference, yet the impression left by the presence remains palpable. In contrast to those who perpetually seek external validation, an angelic being exudes a natural self-assurance that is not contingent upon external validation. This self-assurance conveys a sense of self-value that is not contingent on external validation, distinguishing them from those who may seek constant approval from others. This self-assurance is not rooted in arrogance but rather stems from a profound understanding of one's inherent value, a trait that sets them apart from those who may place significant value on the approval of others. For those who are accustomed to a high demand for their attention and a need to be the center of attention, this kind of energy can be challenging to understand. They are often used to people desiring their attention and making considerable efforts to be liked. However, when they encounter an individual who embodies an earth angel-like quality, they may find it difficult to comprehend. They are confronted with individuals who do not seek validation from others or expend effort to win favor. Instead, these individuals prioritize their own purpose, values, and journey, which can be disconcerting to those who are used to having to please others. They may also find it challenging to comprehend that these individuals are not attempting to compete or gain approval. They recognize that this individual does not require their validation or efforts to win their favor. Instead, their attention is directed towards their own purpose, values, and personal journey. This stance is disconcerting to others, as it demonstrates an ability to function independently and self-sufficiently, without the need to prove or demonstrate anything to anyone. The quiet confidence that accompanies this independence serves to underscore the realization that one's existence does not merely coincide with that of others, rather, one possesses a sense of ownership over their own life and its trajectory. This realization can be particularly daunting for others, as it challenges the conventional expectations of respect, which is often sought after rather than inherently possessed. The fourth facet of this concept pertains to unyielding resolve. It is imperative to demonstrate one's capabilities, as an earth angel is not someone who merely observes the world from a distance. They embody a protective stance, resolutely safeguarding what is morally and ethically correct. While they may be perceived as tranquil and unobtrusive individuals, when confronted with malevolence or inequity, they transform into a formidable presence, one that few are prepared to confront. This facet of their personality is often underestimated and unprepared for by others. An earth angel is not a passive observer, but rather, a guardian of unyielding resolve. They are protectors who stand guard over what is right and true. While they may appear to be gentle and quiet, they become a formidable force when confronted with darkness or injustice. They demonstrate a steadfast commitment to their values that few are prepared for. They are unwavering in their beliefs and do not compromise. Most people are accustomed to dealing with those who can be swayed or convinced to look the other way. However, an earth angel's commitment to their values is not something that can be negotiated. When they perceive injustice, they speak up. When they witness wrongdoing, they confront it. And when they take a stand, they do so with determination. Ben does not waver and does not compromise. Most people are accustomed to dealing with those who can be swayed or convinced to look the other way. However, an earth angel's commitment to their values is not something that can be negotiated. When they perceive an injustice, they speak up and confront it. When they take a stand, they do so with unwavering resolve. This resolute determination can be disconcerting, especially for those who assumed kindness meant weakness. It can be intimidating to witness this quiet, unbreakable strength that surfaces when they feel compelled to defend what matters. They do not lash out or make a spectacle, but their very presence in the face of wrongs feels like a warning. People start to realize that beneath the unwavering resolve exhibited by earth angels can be disconcerting to those who equate kindness with weakness. Their quiet, unyielding strength is intimidating to those who witness it, as they appear to be unrelenting in their defense of what they perceive as right. They do not resort to physical retaliation or ostentatious displays when confronted with wrongdoing. Their very presence serves as a cautionary reminder, as it conveys a steadfast commitment to truth that cannot be purchased, sold, or silenced. This firmness distinguishes an earth angel's strength, as it underscores the notion that true power lies not in force, but in conviction. When an earth angel stands firm, they appear unmovable by any storm or pressure. They act as guardians, safeguarding their principles and values. The strength of an earth angel is not merely physical, it is rooted in a profound sense of conviction that cannot be compromised by external pressures. This unwavering resolve is not merely a personal attribute, but a guardian against the storms of life. The earth angel's unyielding nature is not merely a display of kindness, but a formidable force that challenges the expectations associated with a mere pleasant demeanor. In a world characterized by chaos, manipulation, and dramatic behavior, the earth angel's inner peace emerges as a disarmingly powerful counterforce. This inner calm is not merely a personality trait, but a shield that protects against external challenges. Unwavering in their determination, these individuals possess a resilience that defies conventional expectations of amiability. In a world characterized by the prevalence of chaos, manipulation, and dramatic behavior, the inner peace of an earth angel can be disconcertingly potent. This serenity is not merely a personality attribute, it is a profound strength that remains unshaken by surrounding turmoil. Those who depend on the creation of chaos to maintain their sense of control find themselves powerless when confronted with someone who remains unfazed. When an individual maintains their inner peace, those who seek to provoke or disrupt become aware that their attempts are in vain. This person's steadfastness, groundedness, and resilience renders them impervious to the distractions and disruptions that would otherwise. The ability to maintain composure in the face of external pressures and disruptions is a manifestation of inner strength that can significantly intimidate those who seek to manipulate or control others. The steadfastness and tranquility exhibited by individuals who possess this quality can be a source of discomfort for those who attempt to influence or manipulate them. The unshakable peace and composure that these individuals embody serves as a barrier against external forces, preventing them from being influenced or distracted by external disturbances. Their ability to maintain their equilibrium in the face of external challenges or provocations can be a source of intimidation for those who seek to control or manipulate others. The refusal to react can be a source of strength, indicating a high level of emotional intelligence and a capacity for self-regulation. This ability to maintain composure in the face of external challenges can be deeply unsettling for those who seek to manipulate others, as it hinders their ability to influence the recipient's emotions, thoughts, or focus. Attempts to create disturbances or draw the recipient into their own drama may result in the recipient's inner peace, which serves as a protective barrier against external influences. As the manipulator realizes the futility of their efforts, a quiet fear begins to grow within them. They are accustomed to reacting, becoming flustered, or submitting to pressure, but the recipient's calm and steady energy indicates that their chaotic behavior has no place in the recipient's life. This silent strength is one of the most intimidating powers an earth angel can wield, as it conveys a sense of control and self-possession without the need for verbal communication. The ability to maintain inner peace is a manifestation of true strength, one that does not necessitate the use of force or aggression in order to be expressed. The quiet fortitude that individuals possess serves as a formidable shield, impervious to the attempts of others to sway or manipulate. The misconception often arises that gentleness is indicative of weakness, leading to the erroneous belief that individuals are susceptible to pressure or manipulation. However, in the case of an earth angel, gentleness is not a limitation but a deliberate choice, a manifestation of resilience that cannot be broken. It is a testament to their fortitude, forged through experiences that most individuals cannot endure. It is evident that when confronted with attempts to exert undue pressure, one's resolve remains unshaken, defying expectations of succumbing to external pressures. This resilience, characterized by its unobtrusive nature, manifests as an inner fortitude that remains resilient in the face of intense challenges. Rather than drawing attention to itself, this resilience quietly withstands external pressures, revealing a profound inner strength that leaves observers taken aback. It becomes apparent that regardless of the intensity of external pressures applied, one's resolve remains unbroken. External attempts to undermine or destabilize are ultimately in vain, as they merely serve to highlight the futility of such actions. A retreat in the face of opposition can be indicative of a strong and resolute character, thereby demonstrating that attempts to undermine one's position are futile. This unassuming and resilient disposition can be more disconcerting than overt displays of fortitude. Audiences anticipate threats or retribution, yet what they observe is a steadfast refusal to be subdued. This quiet resilience and refusal to capitulate serve as a reflection of their own constraints. The realization dawns upon them that, while they depend on control and manipulation to feel dominant, one's fortitude is ingrained, unassailable, and immune to external influences. The concept of inner strength, characterized by its unshakable, undeniable, and wholly unbreakable nature, represents a force that eludes anticipation by its very nature. This quality, in its capacity to evoke a sense of trepidation, surpasses any perceived threat that could be imagined. The seventh truth, in its essence, is one that leaves an indelible mark. The words of an earth angel possess a remarkable ability to penetrate the core of an individual's being. Living in alignment with truth entails refraining from the use of euphemism or the propagation of illusions. One's words, when wielded with precision, act as a luminous beacon that illuminates the most concealed recesses of the mind. Individuals who meticulously construct facades of deception find themselves ill-equipped to counter this truth. Their elaborate disguises, built upon foundations of half-truths and evasions, are the belief that others cannot be informed of certain facts. However, when one speaks, it is as though one is holding a mirror up to their soul, revealing what they have worked so hard to hide. The power in one's truthfulness is not only in what one says, but also in the way it resonates with an undeniable authenticity. People may attempt to brush off criticism or defend their actions with excuses, but one's words cut through those defenses effortlessly. This is not because one is trying to expose them, but rather because one is living in alignment with a truth that refuses to accommodate lies. Authenticity is characterized by its unyielding nature. It cannot be coerced into conforming to another's narrative. When one articulates their observations, it compels others to confront their own inconsistencies, leading them to acknowledge the discrepancies that have been exposed. This process of exposure can be profoundly disconcerting for individuals accustomed to obscuring their true selves behind constructed narratives. In the presence of another's candidness, there is no allowance for evasion or misdirection. The truth's clarity is unadorned and unrelenting, demanding integrity from those who rely on deceit, making them feel vulnerable and exposed. For those who embody the qualities of an earth angel, the realization that their facade has been shattered by the unyielding presence of truth can be particularly disconcerting. This is in contrast to the more common reactions of anger and accusation. The eighth principle of forgiveness is the recognition that it does not entail the act of forgetting. The forgiveness exhibited by earth angels is distinct from other forms of forgiveness. One might choose to forgive in order to release the bitterness that others might carry, yet this does not imply a complete disregard of the past. The ability to balance the release of resentment while maintaining a sense of lessons learned can be perplexing to those who misconstrue kindness as weakness. They anticipate repeated opportunities, operating under the assumption that forgiveness is a sign of weakness. Forgiveness is a process that allows for a fresh start, but for an earth angel, it also involves taking action to prevent the recurrence of past wrongdoings. Individuals who have committed transgressions often exploit an earth angel's compassion, leveraging it as a justification for their actions, under the assumption that the earth angel will swiftly forget and forgive. However, an earth angel's approach to forgiveness is not contingent on this. An earth angel can extend grace and move on from the past without enabling the individual to repeat their mistakes. This exemplifies the true strength of an earth angel's character, demonstrating their capacity to demonstrate mercy without compromising their own integrity. It is important to establish personal boundaries, as this can be a source of surprise for others, particularly those who may have assumed a lack of limit to their influence over the individual in question. It is crucial to recognize that forgiveness is not a strategic maneuver, but rather a conscious decision that demonstrates strength and resilience. It is essential to understand that while forgiveness may involve the release of resentment, the memory of past events is not erased. The realization that forgiveness is possible without being deceived is often disconcerting for others, as it disrupts the perceived control they believed they had over the situation. It is important to acknowledge that once forgiveness is given, there is no possibility to undo the act, and the comfort of the past is no longer accessible. Second chance, the subjects are made aware that while you are compassionate, you are not naive. They are made aware that they have crossed a line that cannot be undone, and this realization is often more frightening than any open confrontation. Number 9, a presence that alters energy fields. An earth angel's presence holds a kind of quiet power that shifts the energy of any space. When you enter a room, it is as if the atmosphere itself bends and adjusts to the unique frequency you emit. People who rely on controlling others through manipulation individuals may swiftly discern that they are impotent in the presence of one's emanating energy. This phenomenon transcends their capacity for prediction or control. It is as though one's intrinsic essence challenges the dynamics meticulously orchestrated by these individuals. Those habituated to wielding influence, manipulating circumstances, and subtly influencing opinions are often disconcerted by one's capacity to exist without engaging in the games they habitually play. One's mere presence does not demand attention, rather, it engenders respect and compels others to recalibrate their behaviors. Those who are accustomed to the ability to manipulate energy in a given space, whether for the purpose of creating tension or drama to influence outcomes, is often associated with a calm and unwavering presence. This presence can be disorienting to those who are unable to comprehend its nature, leading to a sense of being influenced by an unknowable force. The impact of this influence is the result of an individual's inability to define or control the energy, which can be expressed through the individual's energy and presence. It is noteworthy that this influence can be achieved without the need for verbal communication or ostentatious gestures. The authenticity and depth of the presence of the individual in question can be significant factors in the effect on others, potentially leading to a sense of being overwhelmed by the weight of their presence. The subjects reported being taken aback by the alterations to the dynamics that resulted from the phenomenon. Those who have a proclivity for manipulation found themselves unable to exert control over the situation, leading to a state of disquietude. This realization, which manifested as a sense of being unmoored, was particularly disconcerting for individuals who derive a sense of self-worth from the exercise of control. They found themselves questioning their capacity to influence the events unfolding, and they came to the realization that the perceived power they had previously relied on was rendered moot in the presence of the unshakable energy emanating from the subject. The 10th facet of the phenomenon pertains to the fearlessness exhibited by the subjects in the face of uncertainty. The subjects reported being driven by a purpose that transcended any mundane earthly connections or material possessions, rendering them virtually indestructible. The absence of fear in the face of uncertainty is a defining trait of the Earth Angel. Unlike individuals who may seek validation or security through external sources, an Earth Angel operates from a place of profound internal certainty. Their mission-driven approach precludes the need to appease others or secure a specific social standing. This unwavering sense of purpose eradicates any fear of loss, fostering an acceptance of the impermanence of all things. This fearless detachment is what distinguishes an Earth Angel. Those who are accustomed to manipulating situations or attaching. The pursuit of power by those who wield it can often result in the unexpected consequences of being blindsided by the apparent lack of dependence exhibited by others. The notion that an individual does not require the validation of others to feel complete and that the need to align oneself with a particular position or relationship is not necessary for self-esteem is a notion that can be disconcerting to those who depend on emotional or material attachments to exercise control over others. The trepidation experienced by those who anticipate a need for others to maintain a sense of stability or acknowledgement is rooted in the understanding that the individual in question does not fear loss. The notion that all aspects of life are transient is embraced fully, and this embrace is characterized by a detached perspective that is neither cold nor indifferent. This detached perspective is a manifestation of clarity and freedom. When others recognize that they cannot manipulate you by exploiting your emotions or by fostering a dependent relationship, they understand that they have lost their leverage. Your independent and unattached state leaves them grappling to establish a hold over you. However, the truth is that you cannot be controlled by attachment, and this quality renders you completely unshakable. Unconditional love, which is characterized by its absence of stipulated standards, is frequently perceived as an open-door policy, admitting all individuals indiscriminately, irrespective of their actions or intentions. However, for an earth angel, love does not entail the tolerance of disrespect or the acceptance of behaviors that transgress personal boundaries. One demonstrates to the world that love can be infinite, yet it is invariably accompanied by standards. While compassion and care may be expressed unconditionally, they are not without conditions. One will give liberally, but only to unconditional love is characterized by its absence of preconditions. This concept is often misunderstood, leading individuals to misconstrue its nature. Unconditional love is not an invitation to disregard boundaries, rather, it is an expression of respect for personal space and values. Its capacity to challenge preconceived notions is a frequent cause of surprise. Individuals often presume that the manifestation of kindness implies unconditional love, leading them to demand access to the individual's energy, manipulate their compassion, or disregard personal limits. However, unconditional love operates on a higher frequency, necessitating mutual respect and understanding. It does not necessitate the compromise of one's well-being to demonstrate its existence. Those who honor your space and values are the ones who truly understand the power of boundaries. It is not just about offering love, but about respecting the limits you have set. People often find this concept surprising because they expect that, since you radiate kindness, they can demand access to your energy, manipulate your compassion, or take advantage of your limits. However, the reality is that your love operates on a higher frequency, requiring mutual respect and understanding. You don't need to prove your love by compromising your own values or standards. If someone truly values your love, they must first show that they respect you as a person. What unnerves those who believe they could take advantage of your grace is the realization that they have limits with you. You aren't a doormat, and you aren't someone who will endlessly absorb their negativity or misuse your kindness. Your love is powerful, but it is also discerning. It isn't about unconditional acceptance of everything, it's about loving in a way that elevates both yourself and others. This selective love challenges their expectations. Individuals who have not yet developed a comprehensive understanding of boundaries often find themselves unable to recognize the limitations of others' behavior, subsequently misusing their benevolence for personal gain. This revelation often leaves them in a state of disorientation, as they are unable to comprehend how someone who exhibits profound affection can simultaneously maintain a strong sense of self-worth. 12. The capacity to disengage from a situation without any sense of regret. The most significant strength of an earth angel is their ability to disengage from circumstances that no longer align with their higher purpose. This does not merely entail physical departure, it involves a state of inner peace. It is imperative to acknowledge the notion that others are incapable of comprehending one's actions. There is an absence of resentment or uncertainty, only a silent conviction that the forthcoming journey aligns more closely with one's purpose than the circumstances one is relinquishing. This conviction is precisely what instills trepidation in those who endeavor to retain an individual's allegiance to their own affairs, personal entanglements, or preconceived notions. To these individuals, the benevolence exhibited might have appeared as a stratagem, a perennial source of affirmation and solace that could be perpetually tapped. They anticipated an unending fidelity and an infinite forbearance. However, when one departs without hesitation or regret have been shown to communicate a clear message, one's loyalty is not unconditional, but rather earned and sacred. The message also conveys the idea that one does not endure negativity or remain in a toxic situation solely out of a sense of duty or obligation. When a situation no longer serves one's growth, purpose, or peace, one has the option to leave with dignity, never looking back. This response is not something that was anticipated by those who sought to manipulate or control another individual. The message conveys the idea that one has the capacity to make decisions based on one's own judgment and that one's sense of loyalty or kindness is not something that can be taken advantage of. The concept of respect is paramount. The act of walking away serves as a declaration of one's inherent value. It is a reminder, often belated, that one's autonomy is inviolable and that no amount of external pressure can confine one's movement. The capacity to disengage relationships without remorse challenges the conventional notions of control. This ability engenders a profound shift in the perception of control, leaving an indelible impression. This ability to disengage from relationships without remorse can leave others perplexed, as they grapple with the realization that they were unable to maintain a hold on you. The notion that you were not controllable lingers in their minds long after your physical absence, leaving them in a state of uncertainty and confusion. Your presence, as an earth angel, defies conventional definitions and expectations. You embody a profound sense of strength and clarity that transcends external manifestations. The boundaries you establish, the love you bestow, and the manner in which you live with purpose render you invulnerable to those who seek to control or manipulate you. You embody a truth that strikes fear in the hearts of the weak, the deceitful, and those who thrive on chaos. Your energy can alter the atmosphere without the need for verbal expression, and your love flows unhindered. The essence of an earth angel is characterized by an unshakable balance between compassion and strength, forgiveness and self-respect. This balance is the foundation of an unyielding love that cannot be controlled or manipulated by external forces. The individual's energy and actions are a testament to this balance, as they embody a truth that terrifies those who seek to control or manipulate others. The ability to walk away from situations that do not serve one's highest good demonstrates an unwavering sense of self-respect and a refusal to compromise one's principles. The power of an earth angel lies in this unshakable balance, which sets them apart from those who may claim to have their loyalty, but cannot prove their worth. The concept of an earth angel is predicated on the notion that one possesses the capacity to maintain equilibrium between compassion and strength, forgiveness and self-preservation, kindness and fierce boundaries. This equilibrium signifies an inherent understanding that one's identity is inviolable, regardless of the attempts of others to engender a state of compulsion through the utilization of dramas or demands. The concept of a love that is accompanied by standards, a loyalty that is bestowed freely, and the fortitude to depart without a backward glance are often challenging for others to comprehend. Their attempts to exercise control over the environment and the narrative are futile, as they cannot influence the fundamental essence of one's identity. This essence, being akin to a force of nature, invariably evokes a greater sense of trepidation than any form of compulsion. Rally, if this resonated with you, if you felt the undeniable power of your own truth in every word, then this is merely the commencement of your journey. You are an earth angel, untouchable, unshakable, and extraordinary. And it is time for the world to acknowledge this fact. Subscribe to this channel and join a community that recognizes the power within you. Let us continue to break boundaries, shatter misconceptions, and live with purpose. Do not merely stand by, but stand out, because your journey is just beginning. Subscribe now and let us rise together. God bless you.